Hey, this is Reginald Perryman with RegiusRealEstate.com. So I'm bringing information to you in real time with real-time facts, boots on the ground, hearing what we're dealing with here in the Metro Detroit area. So, and this may be similar in other parts of the country as well. So what I'm going to talk about briefly here, and this is a short clip, um, just want to tell you what to expect so you can see what we're dealing with, what to expect from tenants and the pool of tenants that you're going to see in late 2021 and for 2022. Because there's tenants out here that were able to pay their rent and they paid. Then you had tenants that were able to pay and they didn't pay. You had some that were collecting unemployment that had enough money to pay their rent because it was still affordable. And some tenants just honestly fell on hard times and they couldn't afford to pay their rent. Or you had some tenants that were just simply scamming the system. Now, here's another thing. Some people were collecting more money from unemployment than they were collecting if they making more money collecting unemployment than they would going back to work. And that created an issue. So if you look at most entry-level retail or even fast food employers and companies, you'll see signs saying they're hiring. Now here in Michigan, there were petitions several years ago for fast food workers to earn $15 an hour minimum. Well, fast forward to 2021, here we are. There are most fast food restaurants are starting $13 up to $17. I've seen one general manager position for a fast food franchise. They were starting a general manager off at $62,000 a year. Well, why is that important here for Michigan? It's because now you have people that can make $60,000 or more working in the fast food industry, whereas years ago that type of income would have been more or less earned by most of your skilled labor. Even though inflation has increased quite a bit, over the years, but we want to keep in mind, back to what I'm saying here, when you have people that were tenants, whether they were able to pay rent or not able to pay rent, or if they paid rent at all, you're going to have a lot of tenants entering the rental market. They're not going to be able to have a good landlord reference because for whatever reason, good or bad, they didn't pay their landlord. You're also going to have people that were unable to work because they were laid off and their business, the company they worked for, went out of business, or they were unable to find employment. And then you're going to have people that were unemployed that chose to remain that way. Either or, you're going to have tenants entering the market that have two negative items working against them. And one is employment history and a good landlord reference. So what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing property owners and investors, landlords, that some of them may be willing to accept the higher risk applicants, meaning the tenants, but they're probably going to want a premium for that risk, meaning that the rental rates can possibly go up in areas where they were not likely to go up before because of this risk. You're going to see more rental scams come about because people are going to get desperate because they need a place to stay. More importantly, the people that were not paying their rent, whether by choice or they're unable to pay their rent, those people are going to have a hard time finding new places to rent, and the current landlord is going to be a little gun shy about renting to new tenants in this marketplace. So my advice to tenants, if you're renting a property and you have a good landlord and your rental rates are still affordable, my advice is, if you're not going out to maybe buy a home, you may want to consider staying put unless you can find equal or better for something that's affordable. But the rental market is going to get hard for both tenants and landlords, because landlords are going to have a different pool of tenants to um, basically a different pool of tenants to choose from in this market. We're seeing the applications all the time. I'm getting texts such as this one, people without income, but they have some money saved, and they're looking for some different type of assistance. Maybe someone that will bend their rules a little bit. And we all know that that doesn't always work out great if you're investing in real estate as a landlord. So this is Reginald Perryman, ReggiusRealestate.com.